She's followed by no less than Pastor Monique Lopez-Ong, who is also a working pastor. She laid down her life for Jesus, and she's the wife of Pastor John Ong of the Church of the Revelation City, here in Manila, and a mother of 6 children: Josh, Sabrina, Matthew, JD, Ezra, and Ziva. Pastora Monique is a songwriter for Revelation Music and a co-host of Real Talk Show. She was a co-host, Would you believe this, She was tremendous talaga ito, si Pastora Monique. Ang talent na binigay sa kanya ng Panginoon Diyos, for the glory of God. And managing partner also of post-ad events, agency and open space media, as well as a partner for the Commissariat Manila, an NCR event organizer for Jesus Reigns Philippines. Wow, ang dami. Indeed, very, very prolific ang activities ni Pastora Monique, also the kids champion of Rev Kids, siya rin ang namamahala riyan, wow, grabe. Indeed, very beautiful ang kanyang background, Pastora Monique. Saludo po kami sa inyo. A working pastor and a dedicated wife. To add to that, pastor also of the founder of the Breastfeeding Pinay. Kita nyo, Hindi lang siya active sa simbahan, hindi lang siya active sa corporate world, but she's also active as a mother, advocate, of the breastfeeding, which is very healthy, health yan, healthy. Breastfeed babies, are very healthy babies. Pastora Monique Ong, welcome to Good News Pilipinas. We love seeing you in our program today, which is a very, very special program, Pastora, which is related to the International Women's Month of March, and ang ganda po ng mga mga questions that came in, Pastora, and one of these one is related to the family, to the church, as well workplace. So it's a triple. So ang tanong nila rito, Pastora Monique, what is your role as a Filipino woman in the 21st century on the family, the church, and the workplace? Can you give us your wonderful answer, Pastora Monique?
Thank you so much, Brother Francis, and a good afternoon to everybody. What a great pleasure to be here. Well, the question that was asked, and asked as a 21st century woman, is not really different from the years past and even from the very beginning. So I'm just going to be drawing it out from the Bible, and I hope you don't mind, but I think the role of women has never changed. God said that a man could not be alone, and that he needed someone, a suitable mate for him. And so we were actually designed, taken off, fashioned from the rib of man, so that we could function to be helpmate to man. So I really see this really, really big assignment. So as a woman, if you are a wife, you are the life giver, the actual helpmate of your husband that can actually bring them even closer to God by the way we actually respect the man, by the way we actually serve with them, and also bring out the best in man. So I see that first as for the wife. As a mother, I believe that we are to raise our children unto the Lord. So we have to be able to find ways to point them to Jesus. That is the goal. Our goal is not to just have children with good grades, children who are just successful on the outside, but we have to find success on the inside, which is when they actually find the Lord and they serve in their purpose for their life. Now, for the woman in the workplace, I really believe we were called, and just like all the other women when we see in the Bible, we have a special assignment. And that is, again, the assignment that God gave, which is it doesn't matter what field you are in. And it actually doesn't matter even if you're a woman, but God really called us to go and make disciples of all nations. And it also says there that we were given authority. So what kind of authority do we have? We have the authority to share the gospel, and that's how we change lives. And then we're there to heal the sick, cast out demons, raise the dead. I know. I mean, so it doesn't really matter when people say, what is the destiny or the line for me? This is my answer. I said, as long as you do your purpose, which is to share the gospel, to heal the sick, to cast out demons, to raise the dead, to bring the kingdom here on earth as it is in heaven, then I believe we are doing what God has called us out to do. And you know what's exciting about this also is that I really see this assignment, as long as we keep doing it for the glory of God, right? God's going to show up in mighty ways for women like you, and for also men outside that are also listening and tuned into this one. So I hope I got to answer your question.
Wow, what talagang very straightforward, Pastora Monique. You hit it right on bullseye.
Yeah.
Pastora, may follow-up question. What do you see are the challenges faced by women today in this present world?
I think the challenges that women face today is that they really just need to stand on what God has called them out to be. Sometimes we just want to prove that we are better than man, but God made us equal, just different. And so I think that's why women get disoriented, like they want to wear the pants. I feel honestly like they say that, you know, it's still in many countries, we also see that our rights are not as equal as man. As I think the challenges for women today is really coming from the fact that they just need to really understand, again, their identity and role. I feel sometimes they're fighting for their rights because they actually see that they feel like they're not exercising enough of what their God-given gift. But I really believe that there is a right place and a right time to do that. And so I think for women trying to prove something that they can be land. Actually, I'm going to say this right now. There's nothing to prove because number one, we're all equal in God's eyes. We were just made differently. And if we understand the roles that women play, you know, the world needs women. The world needs women. Men cannot do it alone. And that's why God gave us such a different gift for the body, different gift for our family. And it's not going to be taken away from us. So I think instead of thinking of what we don't have, we have to be considerate of what we already have, be grateful and use it and maximize it for the glory of God.
Wow, what a wonderful answer, Pastora. Monique, it is may follow-up question dito, no, related to what has just been discussed during the week, no, among people in Congress, no. Pastora, no, this was sent to us in a Tagalog format. Sa inyong palagay, makakatulong ba ang batas ng SOGIE bill sa development ng society? That's the first question. And then the second one is, how do you agree or disagree? Sang-ayon ba kayo o hindi? No? Nakalagay dito on the terms of discrimination in regards to this particular bill. May nakikita ba kayong mali sa batas na iba, sa batas na ito? Bilang isang housewife, bilang isang wife of a pastor, ito yung maganda, Pastora Monique, no? Ano po ang tips or advice, no? Na maibibigay nyo sa aming mga nanonood at nakikinig sa Good News Pilipinas, no?
Well, I have good news. Number one, ano bang tingin ko sa bill na ito? First, I don't believe that we need this kind of bill. Honestly, we have so much laws that cover discrimination. If you look at our country, we have not been discriminating the LGBTQ. In fact, you can just look at your television, you can watch, you can see even in many fields, there is no such thing as they are discriminated at all. So I feel that this is redundant. This is something that doesn't need full attention. In fact, sometimes if I look at it clearly at the bill actually discriminates people that are not like them. And I think therefore this bill it holds no strength. It covers a very, very small group of people, and we love them. We love them, but we don't need to have something that will actually distort the nation, distort families, and even distort values and views of people just because of feelings. I feel the bill is also very feeling oriented, emotionally charged. And so it's just saying that they just need a right. You know, when you have rights, there's responsibility. And so, and this kind of bill also covers a lot of punishment, like just because you don't think the way they do. And I think that that's not right. I think the bill should be something, when we're talking about bills, it covers all races and all kinds of people. So I think this one, I'm just going to smile. It's been 22 years that they've been battling this, and I believe it's still not going to be passed.
Well,
And what are my tips?
yes, Pastora, what are your tips or advice, to people watching us right now on Good News Filipinas, both in the Philippines and overseas, Pastora?
Okay, I'm speaking now because it's Women's Month, and I think I'm just going to pick this up from Proverbs 31, and it says here that charm is fleeting. Charm is deceptive, beauty is fleeting, but the woman who fears the Lord, that is what's most important. And I saw is greatly praised. So I just want to share that I think right now, if you're going to ask me if we are to see the destiny of the Philippines, and I'm speaking this as a woman, we need to be able to stand on truth. And the truth comes from the thing else. And I feel like sometimes we complicate things, but rather I think we should go back to the basic, to the truth of God, to what are the true moral standards. Because when we stick to that, I really believe God is going to honor us, and we will be able to step into our destiny. The destiny of the Philippines says that we are to be a righteous nation. For us to be a righteous nation, it means it needs to go back to its roots, which is the truth of the Word of God, not distort it, but follow the truth. And when we say righteous nation, it calls us to be set apart, to be holy. And so if we follow that, it says there, we become a prosperous nation. I believe the Philippines is a very rich nation, and we have not even shown out our wealth. There's so much wealth that the Lord has given this nation. It's not just on the people, but even in the land. And we are going to be a prosperous nation if we know how to return to the Lord. And lastly, when it says there, when we become a prosperous nation, the Lord said we will be a mission sending nation or a sheep nation. When I say mission sending nation, it means that we're not going out there for missions without caring. We are going to be bringing wealth with us and bless the nations. It's going to be so different. So let us not derail from what God has called us out. Because sometimes I feel we are so concerned about the little things that don't really truly matter. What matters is that God is present in this nation, and that we are stepping into our destiny, and that we are waiting for the return of the King, and that there's a great harvest out there right now that's taking place. And that's the good news. We have to take part of that rather than wait and look out for other things that don't matter. So come after things that will actually matter eternally for you. So women, there's such a big assignment, But God is saying he wants to partner with us today. That is his call. He says, come to me, all of you. And so I'm not talking about just the weary and tired, but he's saying he wants us to step into our lives so that we can do great and mighty things for the Lord. And so I'm very excited as what God will do if we just give him our yes. And if we have radical obedience, it will change the world and change the Philippines. So yes, God bless you. And this
Bless
is
you, Pastora. Wow. What a
Yeah.
wonderful, wonderful answer that you just gave us, and a very inspirational one, especially among our Filipino women who are watching us and listening to us in Good News Pilipinas. And you reminded me of the biblical verse, you know, that a woman of substance. You know, very, very important to have it nowadays. No? Thank you so
Yes.
much, Pastora Monique.
Thank you so
I
much,
don't know if we
Francis.
can still have one more question that came in here.
Okay.
Are you, according to this question, are you for or against the bill that has been discussed in Congress and Senate?
With my answer earlier, I'm really not for the bill. There is no reason for the bill. It is redundant. It doesn't hold water. It's more discriminating than actually making it more inclusive. It will actually destroy many lives. And so I'm already just smiling and just saying, I believe this bill will not come to pass.
Wow, what a wonderful answer. Straight forward from the heart, indeed. Thank you very much, Pastora Monique.